What do you get when you combine four absolutely random characters in the middle of Ireland, in the middle of the woods, in like a really random looking, like bougie cube? You get a really bad movie, I'll tell you that. But you also get The Watchers. Yes, I did just see this movie, and yes, it is something. Look, I don't want to compare this too much to like M. Night Shyamalan because it's directed by his daughter, but the fact of the matter is that it's almost exactly like an M. Night Shyamalan film in regards to very, very boring character details, very, very obvious dialogue that you see coming from a mile away, a twist that is extremely lackluster, and a plot that just doesn't have a whole lot of soul to it and feels more like the whole thing is centered around the twist and the shock of and the awe. And I think the problem with this, and I knew going into seeing this movie that whenever you see a scary movie, especially when it's PG-13, you know that it's not gonna be the best experience when it comes to scary movies or horror films in general, because a lot of things got to be kind of like confined when it comes to all like dialogue, gore, things that can traumatize a viewer. And so yeah, it creates kind of a box that's hard to get out of or hard to be creative in. And I think that The Watchers suffered from that gravely, because here's the thing. They set these characters up, and I'm not going to explain the plot. You know what the plot is, but essentially it's like the four people in the middle of the woods, and they're in this box, and there's things watching them, and you don't know what the things are. They're these weird unknown things, and I think that when you finally discover what these watchers are, they are pretty traumatizing and terrifying by design, which I do give applause for that. But I don't. I think it was like such a bad move, because they would have been perfect to just absolutely obliterate somebody, and they just never really they don't a whole lot, as much as you really think they had the potentiality to. Like it gives almost kind of like the vibe of a Quiet Place, but like somehow worse. I'm not a fan of The Quiet Place. I'm sorry. Yeah, I thought this movie just went in circles. The dialogue was cringe. I think even though I love the Dakota Fanning, I think their name is, like I love them. All their movies are great. They're a great actor. All the actors were great. Don't get me wrong. The acting was on point, but I think the problem with our MC in this film is that they're very like, you know, like, I don't care. Everything's, I'm just kind of over it, you know, kind of. And I get that can be an interesting plot element sometimes, or main character drive, but this one just is like done in such an unrelatable way. They lose their mom and like 15 years in the past because of something they did on accident, and they just are unlikable in like almost every sense of the word in this film. They do things that literally self-sabotage the entire like rest of the cast and people in the story, and there's something, but it's just, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just done in a really boring way. And, you know, the only interesting element I really found about this film was kind of seeing what dumb thing they do next, because it's literally like they're in the forest and there's this wise person that's been there for far too long, and they're like, hey, here's the rules, don't break these rules, you'll die. And then they're like, but what if we break the rules? I don't know, like what if we just go in this dangerous pit and just steal stuff? And it's like, why are you doing that? Why? It's like, you like, there's no way you can go into this element and just think that this is normal. Like, you would, if I was in this, I'd be like, yep, I'm screwed, probably gonna die, I guess I should just make the best of it. Like, and they just, yeah, they're just, I don't know. I found all the characters annoying. I found the plot twist to be really, really lackluster. I'm not going to spoil it. And it just overall just lacked enthusiasm, lacked excitement. It felt like it kind of lacked passion. And again, very much had that like Shyamalan, like Night Shyamalan stamp on it, where it just felt like a cookie cutter of any M. Night Shyamalan film. You know, check it out for yourself. I'm not a huge fan of The Watchers. If I had to rate it, I mean, I don't know, 3 out of 10 probably is like as much as I give it. I just didn't have a fun time. I'm like a huge horror movie nerd and fan, and I didn't find it thrilling. I didn't find it get, you know, all the things that I felt it needed to do, like keep you on the edge of your seat, I did not feel throughout the entire film. And yeah, so check out The Watchers if you know want to tell me my take is trash. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm your cringe senpai, and until I find something else cringe, I'll see you in the future. Check you later.